Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, this is our preview with Matt from the MAGPIE channel, and what we've done as usual is we've sent through some questions to each other. So these are my questions to Matt. So I had to start with Mike Ashley and basically asked him would he ever sell the club. I also asked him how the Newcastle fans are actually taking it and whether they believe he's ever going to sell the Newcastle United.
Bonjour everyone, Renty here from the Magpie channel with a quick City preview. Obviously you lot are coming up with the Etihad on Tuesday night, and I'd be lying if I said I'm looking forward to it. I'd be lying if I'm not shitting myself, to be honest. But that's the life as a Newcastle fan these days. Massive struggle, but getting into it. Questions that have been sent over by Andy from Man City Fan TV. The first one is, will Mike Ashley ever sell Newcastle, and how are fans taking it? No will he fuck ever sell Newcastle. I said that when it all came out over January, before the window started, that he came out on Sky News saying that he was looking to sell the club. There was a buyer there, could be done in the next month or so. I called it more shit than Poundland. There's no way he is ever going to sell this club unless someone comes in with a ridiculous offer, because he's asking for too much now. I mean, the club's probably worth about 300 million. He's asking for about 350 to 400. And he's just pushing his luck, taking the piss because he knows he can, because he knows he doesn't want to get rid of it. If you look at Newcastle, we're in the top 20 richest clubs in the world. We are 19 out of 20 richest clubs in the world, 8th richest in the UK, and it made £170 million profit last year, all into Mike Ashley's back pocket, all into other business ventures, all into other things that he can buy fucking HMV and House of Fraser and whatnot instead of new strikers and left backs for Newcastle, basically. So it's a constant money making machine for him. There's no reason why he would sell up. It's great advertising for fucking sportsdirect.com, all of that shit. Could have been us instead of Man City. The owners sat down with us first, and they sat down with Mike Ashley, but apparently he turned up to the meeting pissed and disrespected them and whatnot, and they turned away, and then they went to use lot, and the rest is history. Unfortunately for us, and obviously very fortunate for you lot, but there's plenty of that now. If you think I'm talking shit, that's all on Google, articles everywhere. That is actually a legit story, that the City owners, Sheikh Mansour, did come to Newcastle first and were going to try and buy the club, but Ashley was a piss-taking cunt back then as well. A greedy bastard for over 12 years now. Newcastle fans obviously aren't taking it well. They're seeing the club torn apart. They're seeing going from Champions League, we're a top 4 club, top 6 club, no relegations. There's plans of potential protests again. Chocolate coins are meant to be getting thrown on the pitch on Tuesday night, maybe a sit-in afterwards. All sorts getting rumoured, but something needs to happen. The fans need to do something because we need to get Mike Ashley out the door.
Okay, so these are Matt's questions to me, and question number 1 is, he says, I love seeing how City are playing near a full-strength teams in the cup competitions. Do you think more teams should follow suit? Yeah, I do. I think I understand the dynamics of it, and I understand that teams who are potentially fighting relegation or are in that lower half of the Premier League in particular, I can understand a little bit about the thinking behind maybe resting players and focusing on Premier League survival, because there's so much money involved this day and age. Tens and hundreds of millions of pounds by staying in the Premier League. Sorry, I just turned my phone off there. So yeah, I understand that. However, when you think that, certainly when you see the likes of West Ham getting beat and going out of the competition, I mean, it's something for the fans. Basically, the fans are paying money to turn up and watch you in a cup competition, and if you disrespect it by maybe not necessarily fielding a full strength team, but at least not really going for it and having that mindset of trying to win for the fans, then I think you're shortchanging them. So the Premier League, I'm sure fans today, or of the likes of West Ham, will be thinking, oh, we don't give a toss about the FA Cup. But if they were in the next round, I'm sure they'd be now looking forward to who we're going to get next, and what if we draw a lower league team or a lower team playing wise. we might get through to the next round. And suddenly that excitement builds. And not only, what I think we've seen certainly from Manchester City is, we've not fielded our first 11, but we've fielded really, really strong teams when we didn't need to. Is that what it does is it builds momentum. And let's not forget, here's a prime example. Gabriel Jesus has struggled for form this season. Suddenly, he's now overtaken Sergio Aguero in the amount of goals this season, purely because he's played a lot of those games in cup competitions, and I think he's at 10 in 6 now. So that builds confidence and gives those players game time. So I think it's really important. But I do have a little bit of sympathy. But overall, I think you're in a prestigious competition. Go for it. Give the fans something to cheer about. You just never know. Look at Wigan, what they did to us at Wembley. You just never, ever know. So, yeah, I think teams should be doing more to field sort of stronger, certainly, squads in these cup competitions. My second question to Matt was Rafa Benitez. How's he set up, and how do Newcastle fans feel about the style of football that he's playing this season?
Second question is Rafa and the overall thoughts on him and how he's set up this season. Style of football we've been playing. It's very negative, but it has to be, because we can't even compete with the likes of Brighton and Huddersfield in the transfer market. So you cannot blame him. And it's worked out quite well, to be fair. We're just outside the relegation zone. We've picked up some really good wins. We're unlucky. Both times we went to Manchester. Basically, we're 2-0 at Old Trafford. We fucked that up. 20 minutes to go. We should at least got a point out of that. At your place, we only got beat 2-1. That was an admirable performance and a close scoreline, to be fair, considering the depth in our squad to yours. I mean, you've got players sitting on the bench, one player or something, Benjamin Mendy, who's not even fit, that kind of player. Whoever, you could name a million of them, who are more than Newcastle's entire starting 11. Our starting 11's worth £44 million, man. You spend more on that than a keeper and right backs. So what can you do? If Rafa goes out there and tries to play football, he's going to get beat 7-1. So you may as well try and keep the scoreline down and get beat 2-1, I guess, because it could matter at the end of the season. Goal difference made us finish 10th last year.
His second question to me is, can City catch Liverpool? Without a shadow of a doubt. I'm not even thinking that we won't, because teams go through these lulls throughout the season. Liverpool are now in a position where they've got us, or any team, chasing them now. 4 points is nothing, considering how many games are coming up. And obviously, teams are in the Champions League as well. So that squad gets absolutely used up to its capacity, and at this time of year with injuries, and we've had our plenty of injuries this season. I mean, we've only just got Kevin De Bruyne back, we've had Aguero out, amongst other players. So Liverpool are now starting to get these, the likes of Gomez and Trent Alexander-Arnold, etc., injured. And it only takes the likes of somebody like a Mo Salah or a Mane or even a Firmino to be injured, and a month out. Look at Spurs now with Ali and Kane, and suddenly the dynamics change, because I don't think they've got an in-depth squad like we have. And what we're finding now is that at this time of year, all of our players are pretty much back fit. I think there's only Vincent Kompany who still got a couple of niggles, but we've got Ben Mendy back having a few sort of minutes here and there. So we're going to be back with a pretty much full strength squad, and we can rotate. And that's going to be, I think that's going to be a big difference. And we've come back from far greater than 4 points. We did it against United. We did it when Chelsea and Liverpool were ahead of us, and came back and won the title. So yeah, can we catch them? Absolutely. Will we catch them is another question. And if Liverpool go on an unbeaten run throughout the next 2-3 months and they pip us to the title, they've deserved it, even though I'm coming off Twitter for 12 months because it'd just be unbearable with the Dippers. I think even neutral fans don't want them to win the league, because they're just an unbearable fan base. But yeah, we can catch them, and I believe we will. My third question to Matt was, would you, hypothetically speaking, would you take survival in the Premier League this season over a cup competition, winning a trophy?
Would I take Premier League survival over an FA Cup? Well, we can answer that one now, because we've just been fucking knocked out. But if it was up to me, no, I wouldn't. I'd rather see a cup. I would accept a Wigan. I would take a relegation for the chance to win a trophy, because I want to see one in my lifetime. and it's probably unlikely, to be fair. So if you could say you're going to win the FA Cup but be in the Championship next year, I'd start your hand off for it. Just so it could cut out this whole, oh, Newcastle haven't won anything in over 50 years bollocks, because it fucking pisses me off. It's just a massive shame. It's heartbreaking, especially in the 90s when they were back-to-back FA Cup finals, UEFA Cup semi-finals, and being that close and not getting it. Premier League runners up, but Neo, remember, second place to this, so it's just so annoying. So a cup would be unreal. Yeah, at Wembley, and then it'd be happy afterwards. I couldn't even imagine it, to be honest, because of the state of club is at the minute, but we can only dream.
Okay, Matty's sort of third question was, it was a close game at the Etihad earlier in the season. Are you expecting the same this time around, or a comfortable win at St James's Park? I'm old school City, so I'm not one of those who are overconfident. So still a bit of City-itis in us, and yeah, I always think when we go away from home or at home against any team, there's always the chances. We were there. We saw what happened with Leicester over the Christmas period and Crystal Palace. So I think if we saw there, even though we didn't have everybody back fit and we had 3 or 4 players missing, if they drop their performance by 10-15%, which happened in those games against Leicester and Palace, then teams definitely have a chance, but I think Pep's really got into them now, and I don't believe we're gonna see us drop that level of intensity and performance and work rate in particular. And when we don't, we've got so many players on the pitch who can score goals and create wonderful chances. Am I expecting a win? Yes. Do I think it'll be a runaway success? No, because I think Rafa sets his teams up to defend and very well organised. So I can see it being a close game with us just edging it, if I'm honest. My fourth question to Matt was basically about Tuesday night, and have you got any players missing in your squad for Tuesday? And how do you think you're going to stop Manchester City, a team that scored 29 goals in the last 6 games?
Thoughts on Tuesday's game? Do I have anyone missing? A lot of players are still doubtful, to be honest. Diarmi is still a doubt. John Joe Shelby's a doubt. Paul Dummett at left back, our only recognised left back, by the way. A couple of key players out, but Sean Longstaff in the middle of the park, like I said. Perez, bit of a threat running in behind. Rondon will hold it up, and our defence has been brilliant at times, to be fair, the majority of the time. Fabian Shaw has been a class signing. Lascelles has been shit this season, but on his day, just like last season, he was outstanding. Lejeune, back from injury, great player, great defender. And Martin Dubravka, biggest bargain ever, one of the best keepers in the Premier League. And that'll be how, which is also in this question, how we will contain a side that scored 29 goals. It'll be, Rafa's known for being, resilient, disciplined, makes his teams hard to beat. I think it'll be a close game. I think I'm going to go for a repeat of what it was at the Etihad. I'm going to go on 2-1. I think it'll be 2-1, maybe 3-0. But I'll go 2-1. I reckon we could nick a goal, but you'll have enough, way more than enough attacking and prowess to get through and get the 3 points, I'd imagine. These games for us are a write-off, to be fair, an absolute dead game. That's why I was angry that we didn't go for it in the FA Cup, why we rested players, because for me, Tuesday's pointless. Tuesday's going to be a win for you lot, so we should have went for the cup and we could have got through the 5th round where big boys have already been knocked out. Premier League survival is obviously the priority, especially for the club, especially when Mike Ashley's money. But these aren't the games where you look to think, ooh, we'll get a result against Man City.
Matt's fourth question was, City have a phenomenal team. Who is the main individual Newcastle should try and stop? So it's one of those, take your pick. It depends who Pep plays. A lot of players have been rested over this last sort of 2 weeks with all the cup competitions that we've been in. We've been playing pretty much every 3-4 days. We had the Rotherham Cup competition. We had Burton home and away, and then we had Burnley yesterday, and we didn't see the likes of Sterling or Sane in the team. David Silva getting a few minutes. Kevin De Bruyne has been playing a lot more in the last 2-3 games, but that's because he's coming back for an injury and really needs game time to get him back to where he was. And I think we saw yesterday a commanding performance by him. And if I had to pick one player, it'd be him. It'd be Kevin De Bruyne. It looked yesterday, the previous games he played, he looked a little bit off the pace and his passing wasn't where it was. But yesterday, another stellar performance by undoubtedly one of the players in the Premier League who you can honestly and genuinely say is world class, phenomenal player. So for me, if Kevin De Bruyne plays, he's the player you've got to stop, because he just keeps everything ticking and his passing is just incredible. So yeah, KDB for me. And the final question is, any players missing on the score prediction? Well, as said, I think the only one missing is Vincent Kompany. As we know, he's still got a few niggles, but other than that, I think it's pretty much, we've got Bravo and others that are not really going to be in the squad anyway, but I think we've got pretty much a full strength team as far as I know, and but it depends on the rotation. It depends on who Pep actually picks. Will he go for your typical starting lineup, which will generally be sort of Ederson, Walker at right back, Stones, Laporte centre backs, probably Ben Mendy, even though Danilo's done a really good job for us at left back. He needs more minutes, Mendy, so Mendy may come back. Fernandinho sitting, and then ahead of him, and this is where the problem lies, you've got David Silva, Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne vying for sort of 2 places. So I think it'll be 2 of those 3, possibly, maybe David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo may get a rest, though he doesn't deserve it. He's been wonderful this season. And then up front, you've got the likes of Sane on the left, Sterling on the right, and then again, who do you drop? Gabby? He's in such a brilliant form, but then again, Sergio needs minutes, and he's always going to be our number 1 striker. So that's the type of team I think we're going to be looking at for Tuesday night. So score prediction, I'm going to go for a Newcastle 1, City 3.
Anything against Manchester City will be a bonus, because you're an outstanding team, brilliant manager, a great club. So good luck. You just won't need it, but hopefully we have some. And I'll take it 0-0 now. Just watching everyone. Enjoy yourselves.
But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I want to say a massive thank you to Matt from the Magpie channel. Great catching up again. And give us your thoughts below the video, and what do you think to those questions I've just answered. So don't forget, subscribe, click notification, and we'll see you soon.